As a soldier and messenger of the Lord of the galaxies, I say greetings. 2 earthquakes hit Iran today, injuring over 50 humans. The Islamic world has been off the path of Muhammad since his death 1400 years ago. Allah is displeased with your defiance. Take heed to our words. Your sorrows are only beginning, indeed. MashaAllah. It is the will of Allah. Albert Einstein once said, if you can't explain it simply, you don't understand it well enough. Well, Albert, we agree wholeheartedly. Now, we could talk extensively about monozygotic or identical human twins who don't share identical fingerprints, or about micro as opposed to macro evolution, and falsified or bogus fossil records in this video. However, for the sake of brevity and simplicity, we will refrain from using these arguments. Instead, we will use these 2 simple challenges toward the mythological evolution fantasy of Charles Darwin, Richard Dawkins, and the rest. First, show and prove that there exists a creature anywhere upon the earth that possesses an intelligence greater than that of the human species. Second, until evolution proponents can show and prove that an ape can become a human being of super intelligence using scientific method in this present day, they have mere concocted mythology or belief. Nothing more. This in turn makes them no greater than religious believers, for both parties merely believe, yet cannot prove their beliefs. MashaAllah, it is the will of Allah. Now, for my young divergent maze runner comrades who are being bombarded with the diabolic propaganda of evolution in your schools of indoctrination by the architects of this physical matrix. Here is the Lord of the Galaxies' refutation and condemnation of Darwin's concoction of madness. Bible, Genesis 2, verse 7. And the Lord God formed man of the dust of the ground, and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living soul. Holy Quran, Surah 15, verse 26. And surely we created man of sounding clay, of black mud fashioned into shape. 29. So when I have made him complete and breathed into him of my spirit, fall down making obeisance to him. Yeah. We now have Charles Darwin's ape into human asinine mythology and the Lord's definitive proclamation regarding the origin of the human being. Hence, you can believe one or the other. You cannot, in sanity, believe both. If Darwin were alive and evolutionist Richard Dawkins were brave enough to undergo our interrogation in this day, the dialogue would be as follows. Us. What caused the apes to evolve into human beings? Darwin. Sorry, I don't know the cause of this. I merely believe that this evolution occurred. Us. Well, since you believe that apes and humans are virtually identical, why can't apes in this day produce nuclear warheads, space shuttles, laptop computers, plasma televisions, and so on? Darwin. I don't know why the apes in this day are not able to make these highly advanced devices. Us. Since the intelligence of apes is inferior to humans, how did the apes of ancient times magically become humans of super intelligence? Darwin. I don't know why nor how human beings became super intelligent. Us. Does a gene or cell possess a brain? Darwin. Of course not. Genes and cells don't have brains. Why do you ask this nonsense? Us. Well, your evolution theory declares that apes became humans through the process of natural selection. However, in order for genes or cells to select the mutations necessary to evolve a new species, these genes or cells must possess the ability to think or reason and discern. Consequently, an intelligent gene or cell is utterly absurd and merely your comical belief or mythology. Wouldn't you agree? Darwin. By golly, man, I suppose that I'm merely a believer in that which I cannot prove, which makes me no greater than a common religious believer. I'm forced to concede this to you, and I have been humbled by this discourse indeed. Yeah. Many humans believe that science and scientists possess a position of authority above mere religious believers. Many scientific egomaniacs, Sam Harris, Richard Dawkins, Bill Nye, and many others, love to mock or ridicule religious adherents for their beliefs. These scientific egomaniacs, although a few actually believe in the Lord of written scriptures, take great pride in their mere concocted theories, conjecture or guessing by definition, because they simply despise having to admit that they do not know the origin of man or the origin of the universe whatsoever. Many of these scientific egomaniacs have made a pact amongst themselves, which reads as follows: if we don't have an irrefutable fact answer for something, let's just manufacture or falsify one, meaning concoct and promote a theory. Yeah. Returning to scriptures now. Here is the Bhagavad-Gita of Hinduism, chapter 14, verse 3. Great Brahma, Prakriti, is my womb, in that I cast the seed, and from it is the birth of all beings. O Bharata, Arjuna, verse 4. Whatever forms are produced in any wombs whatsoever, O son of Kunti, Arjuna, great Brahma is their womb, and I am the Father who cast the seed. Alhamdulillah. Holy Quran, Surah 4, verse 1. O people, keep your duty to your Lord, who created you from a single being and created its mate of the same kind, and spread from these two many men and women, and keep your duty to Allah, by whom you demand one of another your rights, and to the ties of relationship. Surely Allah is ever a watcher over you. Bible, Genesis 1, verse 26. And God said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth. Yeah. The let them have dominion in verse 26 of Genesis 1 serves to further destroy the asinine evolution theory of Darwin. In order for humans to maintain dominion over all that is upon the earth, humans must possess intelligence that is superior to all that is upon the earth. Since you can compare the accomplishments of humans to those of gorillas, tigers, sharks, birds, etc. in this day, you do not need to rely on scientific conjecture or speculative history to discern that human beings are the supreme intelligence of the planet. Further, when humans and other creatures die, they eventually return to the dust or dirt state from which they were created. They do not return to an ape state, period. Consequently, the evolution rhetoric of Darwin is completely ridiculous and borders insanity. Holy Qur'an, Surah 15, verse 29. So when I have made him complete and breathed into him of my spirit, fall down making obeisance to him. In closing, the Lord of the galaxies infused Adam, his first human creation, with his personal spirit and intellect. This is the reason that no species upon the earth, apes included, can match or surpass the human species in spiritual and intellectual capabilities. This fact is evidence supreme of your species being created, not evolved, by the supreme intellect of the cosmos, God Himself. MashaAllah, it is the will of Allah.